Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for October 2022. We're going to jump right in here, Leo, and we are going to look at your general energies in this first row here. This looks really good. I love this Endless Possibilities card, so that's nice. We're going to look at anything unexpected that could be coming in for you in this next row here. A lot of people getting the Nine of Wands, so that's interesting. In your last row, we're going to look at the good stuff that could be coming in for you, and it doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. And then we're going to pull 5 main themes that you could be dealing with this month as well at the end here. And on top of that, we are going to pull 3 yes or no question cards at the end. So that'll be that. But you start off here with this Endless Possibilities card. I love this card. I mean, it literally just says the possibilities are endless. And I always get that feeling for you anyway, Leo, that there's like so much that you could be accomplishing at this time. The other interesting thing that's popping into my head is that like I feel like there's something that's almost easy coming in for you. And I don't mean easy, right? I don't think anything in life is easy. I don't think we should wish for things to be easy either. I think like good things come to people who put in hard work, plain and simple. And, you know, I think also that, you know, they say easy come, easy go, right? But I do feel like there's something that's maybe just more simple than you expected coming in for you. And it feels like work or business for most of you, I would say, just based off of what's going on here. I'm not saying it couldn't be love, but I'm just not picking up on that yet. So there's something much smoother coming in for you. You have the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Temperance card. Temperance is like turning one thing into another. I'm wondering if you're just allowing something to be simple. You know, for those of you that have been struggling in work or business, Temperance is a card of alchemy, turning one thing into another. It's almost like you're just allowing something to be simpler and you're taking a more simple approach to something. I also feel some of you could be being honest with yourself about something, as in, like maybe you just recently started like a project. This might only be for like 1 or 2 of you. Like if you just recently started a project, maybe you don't really like it. Maybe you learn that you don't like it and you're like, I don't like it. And I feel like you're just like moving on from it and it's like freeing you up. So I don't know. I like that. You have the King of Wands here. King of Wands is you. I feel like you're kind of coming up in a position of power and strength here, especially for those of you that are like entrepreneurial. I love the King of Wands for that. He really takes care of things like a baby. You know, he really nurtures things into existence, whatever it is, like business, work, or otherwise, could even be love. He really takes care of the things that he cares about, plain and simple. And when he does that, he's like super successful. I do feel a need to like be bold and assertive. As I've said to everyone, I feel like for the next like decade, at least, fortune favors the bold. I don't think we have to be overly aggressive, but I definitely feel we really have to make sure we go for the things we want. If we hesitate or create confusion or anything like that, things probably aren't going to work out as well as we want. You have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is a card of success and also attention. I feel like there is a lot of attention coming in for you, Leo. You even end with the Sun. It's not the Sun card like in the tarot, but it is pretty similar. And what I would say is I feel like there's a lot of positive attention coming in for you. This is a card of excellence as well, and I feel that you are kind of doing things just really well. So especially in work or business, I think you're starting to maybe stand out a little bit more. For some of you, I feel like, especially if you have like a social media business or, you know, online business, I feel like you're learning new ways to stand out, and really good for you, I would say, based off of this. With the Six of Wands, here you go. You have the achievement card. There you go. So like I said, some big achievements coming in through getting attention. It's kind of funny because I feel like some of you could be like flipping things around is popping into my head. That would make sense with the Temperance card, but it's almost as if you're turning something on its head, you know? And especially in business, I feel like some of you, it's like you've had one approach, and I feel like you're starting to take like a different approach that maybe kind of flips your business around, but in such a good way, is what I'm saying here. I don't know. I'm trying to grab onto that message, but it's like nothing more is coming in, so you're just going to have to apply it to your situation. But definitely achievements. With the King of Wands, you have the Harmony card. Love it. So a lot of harmony, obviously, coming in for you. A lot of people have had this card as well. So there could be like a lot of peace and harmony coming in this month. I would say that if you're like flipping things on their head, if you're flipping things around, this might take until next year. Again, we'll slow down at the end of the year here. You have the February card at the end as well in this deck. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but what I would say is that maybe it takes until February of next year before things really get rolling. But again, you're going to be working on it from now till then. And I feel like you're going to be seeing success along the way, obviously. With the Temperance card, you have this flirtation card. There we go. I mean, there could be love coming in for you. Could be a Pisces. I'm pretty sure you've had Pisces has been all up in every. I don't know what's going on with Pisces. I'm a Pisces, right? So Pisces is being super creepy as usual, I would say, because Pisces has been in like everybody's reading. Go figure, is what I would say there. It could also just be a person who has Pisces in their chart that's coming in for you. But again, I feel there could be a very flirtatious, fun energy around you here. I feel a need to have fun, which is interesting. Like it's like kind of at the front of my brain here. Maybe you're attracting a person who is experiencing some pain, I kind of feel. Maybe they just got out of something and they don't want to get serious too quick, too soon, too fast type of situation here. So it might start out as fun, but I don't know. If it's love, I feel like it'll get serious. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this time for a nap card. I would definitely say Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde. You know, I know Mercury's pretty much going direct on, you know, on the 1st or the 2nd, depending on where you are, but we have Mars retrograde at the end of the month, and so technically we're in the shadow. And what I would say here is, I think the end of this year is a great time to enter into the cave. That's pretty much what I should be titling all the videos, because, you know, I really feel it's a good time to, you know, retreat, hibernate, collect your energy, stay healthy, focus on things that bring you joy, happiness, abundance, all those things. Become more independent. And I think once we enter into the new year, February, March, somewhere around there, when things really start getting moving forward, I mean, we kind of get screwed because, you know, Mercury goes retrograde again at the end of December. So it's like, you know, we don't really get much of a break from these retrogrades. So I would just say that, you know, maybe like February-ish, somewhere around there, is when we're all going to be waking up. But again, that doesn't mean we shouldn't be working on things now. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be trying to improve things or create things. It doesn't mean things aren't going to work out either. It just means that, you know, maybe we should be taking some more time for ourselves. You have the Nine of Wands, the Hangman, and the Queen of Swords. Again, I do feel someone's hurt in this situation. Or someone's experiencing some pain. I don't know if it's you or a person. We're going to find out in a minute. But I feel that this is just kind of saying, take your time. A lot of people have been getting the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, of course, is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I do feel it would be an amazing time for you to experiment in business and work, especially. Just trying things, seeing what works, and kind of focusing on those things. You have the Hangman. Again, funny enough, it's funny that I said flipped on its head and with that Temperance card, and here you go, Hangman. So I feel for some of you, it's like you're gaining a new perspective, but I really feel like this is talking about flipping things around. It's almost as if, like, you know, it's almost as if I were to take this channel and only do collective readings. I'd be totally flipping things around. Don't worry, that's not going to happen. Trust me. But, you know, I'm just saying, it's almost as if there's like this big kind of shake-up change that I feel here in work or business. I'm trying to focus on it. I really can't, if I'm being honest. So, you know, I don't try to force messages to come out. If I don't know, I just say, I don't know. I don't think any of us intuitives have all the answers. Of course, we're not meant to. So you're going to have to figure this one out on your own. But whatever you're flipping around, it's going to be very successful, I feel. You have the Queen of Swords here. Again, this is like the first clue, I feel, is that there's going to be great clarity, or you're going to feel very clear or level-headed. I even think, like, there could be crazy, like, signs happening to you. And what I mean by that is it's like you could be going outside, breathing in fresh air, and be like, wow, I can't believe how fresh this air is. I know that sounds crazy. Trust me, I get it, but I feel like that's a message for you. Like, you could literally be like feeling clearer, like the air is clearer, your vision is clearer, or something with this Queen of Swords. And I feel like that's a clue that you're making the right decisions, that you're doing the right things here. She is also pointing towards this right here, the Page of Swords in the Four of Wands. Again, you could be attracting a person who has air in their chart, and she's looking at marriage here. So, you know, some of you could be meeting someone that's like a breath of fresh air, and it could lead to marriage. So, let's see where this is going for you. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Affair card. So there you go. Definitely love coming in for you, for some of you. And I feel it could be, kind of a good thing. It's kind of interesting because, again, I feel I'm not going to suggest that you tiptoe around anything in this situation or anything like that. I would just take your time, and I wouldn't try to force this. I feel one or the other person or both of you are maybe still experiencing pain. Nine of Wands, right? Somebody's wounded here, like a wounded animal. I feel like this could be a very good connection, but I would, again, just take your time if you're meeting a new person at this time, because, again, I feel like they're still kind of healing from something. I feel like if you try to force it, it's just not going to go well. With the Hangman, you have this appreciation card. Again, I feel you're attracting a person who really appreciates you. Look, there's like this cornucopia right here. So I feel that some of you could be really showing appreciation to this person or vice versa. Maybe you haven't felt appreciated in relationships in the past, and this person really brings in a lot of abundance into your life. For others, I feel like it's the other way around. Again, I feel like you could really be appreciating a person who's coming in for you and showing them appreciation. Maybe they've never experienced appreciation. Again, for some of you, I'm wondering if this is just starting as communication. You see this bird right here? Birds in the tarot and birds in oracle cards always just kind of remind me of just communication first. And on this harmony card, right here, there's just a bunch of birds. So for some of you, this could just start as talking. With the Queen of Swords, you have this fulfillment card. Yeah, there's a lot of fulfillment, especially in business for you, Leo. The Temperance card always reminds me as well that sometimes we have to learn. Sometimes we have to learn how to take a situation and turn it around. I kind of feel like saying there's always a way out, even if you feel like you're stuck or your business isn't going anywhere or your career isn't going anywhere. I feel like, where there's a will, there's a way. And as I've been saying all year, fortune favors the bold. I really feel that we have to look for the answers. We really do have to do the research. Nothing is just going to come to us at this time. And, I really feel we have to maybe put in a little bit more work than we normally would have to. But if you do that, you're going to be very successful, plain and simple. Finally, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Dragon card. It says, beware of self-delusion. Again, I feel like you are, because this is the good stuff. It's going to be positive no matter what. And you have this happiness and well-being card, the Sun. So there's clearly a lot of happiness coming in for you. I almost feel like you could be attracting a dragon. You could be attracting someone who is literally like a Chinese, in the Chinese zodiac system, a dragon popping into my head. I also feel like you could be just attracting someone who's very lucky. I also feel you could be attracting, if this is a person, I feel like they've slain a lot of dragons in their life. Dragons just represent fears in our life. And someone who's overcome a lot of fears, usually, I wouldn't say they're fearless, but, I feel like this person's pretty fearless, is what I would say to you. You have the Three of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords with the Four of Wands. Again, I feel you could be attracting a person right here. You're curious about someone, and it could lead to marriage. It's just that simple, with the Four of Wands. So you could be attracting a person who you will marry in the future if you are looking for love. And again, I feel like some of you could be curious about a person already, or they're curious about you. Take it how it resonates. Again, I kind of feel like this could start small. If you notice on this Page of Swords, there's this dandelion thing right here with all the seeds floating off. And I kind of feel like it's like he's standing on all these books, and it's popping into my head as well that you could just be learning about a person slowly. Maybe it starts off as a little bit of communication here and there. You kind of start learning about the person, but look at how deep those books go. It's like, I feel this is something that will become very deep and obviously could lead to marriage. Four Wands, there's also a major, major focus on freedom, and it's definitely jumping out to me in your reading. The Four Wands represents needing to be set free. Freedom is different for all of us. For some people, prison is freedom, right? So freedom means something different to everyone. But with Uranus and Taurus, I like to encourage people to remember that Uranus and Taurus really has a very strong desire for freedom in life. And it's like, what could make you feel more free? What things make you feel free? What things make you feel happy? What things set you free? And I really feel you need to focus on those things because, that's what the reading is asking you to do. Here you go. You have the Emperor. Again, this is the good stuff no matter what, but the Emperor is controlling. So, I feel like you need to let go or release certain controls. This is like the most there are two Emperors in this deck, and this is like the most controlling one. You can see it's actually a lady, and she has these people all tied up here. So I do kind of feel that some of you could be trying to escape some sort of control. But I also feel that this is encouraging you to stick to a plan. It's like you have a plan. I feel like you need to stick to it here. And finally, you have the Three of Wands, expansion. Every single person pretty much gets these cards of expansion. I believe that we're entering into this time where we have to fill a bunch of space. I feel like the universe is kind of expanded. I feel like there are things that are going the opposite direction that are making people feel restricted, which is stealing our freedom. And I feel for the most part that we need to expand into those places. We need to fill up those places with better ideas or, better things. And I know I'm speaking very generally here, but, anything, anywhere in your life where you feel like there's no freedom, or where you want more freedom, or you want the ability to choose, I would say Three of Wands. I feel like you need to expand into those areas. Let's see here. With the Three of Wands, you have this restlessness card again, positive no matter what. I feel there's definitely communication coming in for you. This card is Mercury and Aries, and you could see this is the staff of Hermes. This is Hermes right here. Hermes is, of course, Mercury. I feel like there is communication coming in for you. I feel like this person has gone through a lot of changes if you're communicating with a person recently. And so, you have the Temperance card here, a lot major transformations. So, like I said, I do get this feeling of needing, like, good, but take your time, right? With the Emperor, you have this Patience card. What do you know? Here you go. It's like, look, there's like two people here together, and I feel like they could be together, but I feel like you need to be patient. I feel like one person is definitely ready to go, and maybe the other person just is not. And so, I feel this, and I just feel like there's no rush, but I feel like maybe you're going to be very excited to rush, and that could be what's happening here. I also feel like this is just abundance. She kind of reminds me of the Empress on this card. And so I feel like there's just a lot of abundance. Again, you have that appreciation card, which has a cornucopia on it. Cornucopias are kind of symbols of abundance. With the Four of Wands and the Page of Swords, you have this exaltation card. If this is a relationship coming in for you, I feel it is definitely kind of divinely guided, divinely protected as well with this card. So definitely it is meant to be for you. But again, I just wouldn't rush anything, right? At the end here, we are going to look at your 5 main themes. You have this older man card. It says dealings or relationships with an older man. It could be any person. I don't attach gender in these general readings. I always clarify the person cards, and you have this Jug card. It says lighthearted, carefree time. Exactly what I'm talking about here. This doesn't mean that if you're attracting this person, could be a person who's older than you as well, or vice versa. Take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say here is I don't think that you have to force it, like I said. And I don't think this is saying carefree as in this person isn't going to care. I just kind of get the feeling that maybe you're getting someone, I don't want to say at the wrong time. I feel like it's the right time. I just think I get this feeling of not being able to push this person. And I feel if you do that, things are going to obviously go very well. It's going to be very fun. Next, you have this Archway card. It says new opportunity, possibilities, and paths opening. Love it. Definitely a lot of success for you, especially if you're kind of flipping something on its head. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, if you're taking something and kind of flipping it around is the best way I could put it. I feel like that's going to be so successful for you with this Archway card is what I would say. It's kind of funny. I'm just going to tell you the story. I know a guy who has an internet-based business. He was struggling to sell his product basically, and what he ended up doing was taking his product. He ended up giving away a majority of the product for a low price, and then then he had the rest of the product for a higher price. He sold a bajillion times more of his product when he did that. I don't know, that might make sense to some of you out there, and it's like he flipped it on its head. He totally turned it around, and I kind of feel something about that here. Next, you have this career card. Again, I always clarify these cards as well. These, sorry, it's not focusing, but these greenback cards here in this deck. You have this chair empty. Someone is leaving your life is what it says here. So some of you could be, I feel like you've already experienced a loss, and it's almost like you're stepping up into a new position. It kind of reminds me of, an energy of, I think they always say that, some of the biggest transitions in your life are when you lose a father, for example. I'm not suggesting you're losing your father, but you could be losing a mentor at work or in your career. Or maybe someone is leaving the field that you're in and you see it as an opportunity. And that's kind of what I'm getting here, especially for those of you that work online. It's maybe there's space being created for you, and I kind of feel like you need to fill that chair. Next, you have this Bow card. It says you are highly thought of. There you go. People want to pay attention to you. I feel like there's a lot of happiness and success coming in for you as well. And finally, you have this February card. Yes, this card says February on it. Every single time I get these monthly cards during Mercury retrograde, people are like, February? Yes, February. It says February right here on the card. I'm not talking about this month, October. I'm talking about February. You also have this Horseshoe card. It says good luck on it. There's a ton of good luck coming in for you. I feel like right now, I don't think you're going to be waiting all until February. I feel like the luck is coming in for you now, but I definitely feel everything's adding up in February. We're going to pull 3 yes or no maybe questions at the end here. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions here, Leo. For question number 1, I would say yes. This whole entire reading, sorry, I'm choking on my own spit. This whole entire reading has been about clarity. There's a lot of clarity coming in for you. Yes. For question number 2, hell yes. 10 of Pentacles. Love it. Definitely a lot of abundance and success. And question number 3, I would say yes. I don't really like this. if I'm being honest with you. I feel like this is maybe a maybe. The King of Pentacles. If this is a person, I feel like it could be very stable, but I almost feel like past person vibes here. I don't know. It like popped into my head. I'm wondering if some of you are like hanging on by a thread to a past person. I feel like this is saying, like, snip that thread, because like what's coming in for you is so much better as far as love is concerned. You might already have your eye on a person, right? And so I would like move towards that person. And also in business, I really don't like the King of Pentacles for you for some reason, Leo. Every single time I get it, King of Pentacles is a card of convention. It's like the way things have always been done. And I feel like if you're doing things the way they've always been done in any area of your life, it's just not going to go well. Innovation is where it's at. So, I'll leave you with that. But thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.